June 24th, 24. Now, there's another thing. Whatever officers are assigned to me, if you could fix a little bit. In the spring, actually last fall, when my ex fled the country, okay? Well, I started having some lady flash headlights into my apartment building, almost hit my neighbor, Harry, and found out it was some paper delivery girl that almost hit him, hit him and almost was acting out, got fired, okay? Well, my one neighbor, they all know my ex-husband was messed up in the drug cartel with him disappearing. My one neighbor put up cameras, trying to get plates and everything, find out what that lady was doing, okay? She was turning around. I kept telling my neighbors, and until she does something, it's not wrong for her to turn around in the apartment. I got my door blocked anyways. Well, my one neighbor is a busybody. I told you he set up cameras. Well, he went to the Louisville police, and I think he's lying too. So, and he came home and he said, I went to the police. They said that nothing you say is credible. And the M13 wasn't involved in your case. Well, that's fucking bullshit. I called the police. Dispatcher from Canton answered. They said, ma'am, your neighbor was police bashing. You have that FBI case to stand on, and all those witnesses and all that evidence. Your neighbor was police bashing, and any officer saying that you're not credible or insult you, they'll be in a lot of trouble. Okay? One of my stalkers was an M13 hired hitman. He was a Latino man, drove an SUV, and his wife or girlfriend, heavy-set Latino woman, always wore t-shirts with big writing across her big chest. They would harass me. Well, a state patrol officer arrested him out of this area, and he left. People that worked the case, thank God one of the state patrol officers that helped watch her realized who he was, and then waited for him to get away from her and arrested him. See, all the Latinos said they worked for Pete, okay? And they were helping out because they worked for Pete in Maslin, all kinds of areas. People about that time when that guy got arrested were talking about him, and the state patrol officer that helped watch me recognized him. Okay? They said some of the people they're harassing, they're trying to figure out which one's they're gonna like kill me and how they're gonna do it, and they're just letting them harass me till then. I talked to somebody out of the state, and they said, was any Latinos involved? And I said, quite a few. They said, well, that's a Mexican drug cartel, because if there's a lot of Latinos, only their cartel, one of their cartels would be involved. Well, they had eagle tattoos. That's Hail El Salvador. Some of them had it. Or the dots around their eyes. They're the gang tags. Okay? So, if just by chance there's a dirty cop in Louisville, have a talk with them. FBI informant. And they all know better. And then if you see my neighbor out, FBI informant, and they were probably just telling you that to make sure you stay out of it so you don't get hurt. Set them straight. You still don't need to talk to me. Because I told them off. I said I called the police and they said you were only bashing him. And you were lying. And that the police would never insult me. If you could fix that for me, I'd appreciate it. Because see, even the guy in Hartville, where my car was acting up in January. I went up there and he was checking my battery and stuff, and he's like, you know, the human traffickers are here. I was like, yeah, I know about them. He said how they all got, I seen a lot of the riffraff from my case that would harass me up there. They would insult me when I was up there. He said they were selling the people here that they were grabbing in Ohio as one of their drop points. He said I adopted one of the young girls that had a little boy, but he was about 18 months old, and I adopted him so he wouldn't grow up in foster care, because that mom's not going to get out. It's like, that was nice of you. He said, you ever see a tall white man with whitish blonde hair, clean cut, expensive dress shirts, sleeves rolled up, and expensive dress pants? Yes. You've seen him in your life? Yes. You don't realize who that was. So, are you okay? He's like, you don't realize who that was. And he keeps grabbing his chest. I said, are you okay? He's like, I've had strokes before. You've seen him and you're alive? I said, yes, several times. He said, that was the Russian drug lord. The one selling people in the area. I said, well, I thought it was M13. Because the other one's Iraqi terrorists. Because we all work for the King from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a U.S. military Iraqi translator. Went into the dark web, malware, fentanyl king. That was the other two. I said I thought it was a M13. He's like, no, that Russian was the one selling him. They may have been helping him grab people, but it was him. And you've seen him in your life. I'm like, yes. My bad. I mean, in my defense, I thought he was a cop. Nicely dressed like that, walking around me. I thought he was a cop. But he wasn't seen around the undercover officers that were seen around the police that called him officers. He was always by himself. Like, people in Canton said, no, this is funny, we've seen that guy around him. If you pull the case in November, December 18, January 19, I only seen a white arm come across me with a white dress shirt, thin gray stripes, and a big needle coming out. And the room would go dark. It may be him. And the foggy dream I was having about that time, I'd wake up in a fog haze. A man with a beard walking across the room, laying down next to me, and it's so foggy haze I can't see his face. And he wraps his arms around me, and the room goes black, and I wake up with marks. And in fact, the people around me said that was one of the guys that was raping me before. Oh, and by the way, FBI agent John, or the one they call Will, they try to blame you that you were the one raping me. We all know Karen's Will's girlfriend. Will goes over and holds Karen at night. Did you know you're a rapist? They called me Will's girlfriend for 2 years. Louisville, other places. That's Will's girlfriend. We all know it's Will that goes over and holds Karen at night. Karen's Will's girlfriend. Remember them saying that everywhere? I go out, even biker guys will call me. We all know Karen's Will's girlfriend. Okay. I told you over the weekend I was at Golden Corral in Belgium. I have post-traumatic syndrome, and I have a head injury. I stutter when I get upset. I said some man around me, it should be in January 19, that he paid $25,000 for me. He paid good hard money, and he wanted me, and they wouldn't let him have me. He's like, but I paid good money for it. I paid 25 grand. You can't have her yet. We're not done. Okay? And he argued with him. Okay? In like 21, I was going to Faith Family Church. I had met Danny and John after church. We went to IHOPs. And I got there before everyone. Some guy in the distance. I seen Karen at church today. She looked really nice. When the case is over, Karen belongs to me. I got Danny and John out of there. That we should go eat in the mall. They showed up. I said, there's so many people. We need to just go eat in the mall. Got them out. In Golden Corral, it should be Saturday. They were talking about Karen's will that pays everyone to watch her. He needs to hunt those men down, what they did to her. No man was to touch her. She belongs to him. Other people, Karen's will's out today. We all see it. Other ones said, we did look it up. She did die, almost died to save children. Nobody's to ever insult her. But that guy's still having people watching. Okay? And a lot of people were in there talking. We looked it up. She did almost die to save children. Where Dave said, I'll kill everything you love in life. You realize, I'll kill it. And it's like over my dead body. And I started taping. Oh, this officer laughed with somebody. He said, she's amazing. She's actually really funny. We're still here. She's running around taping people. And we're still here. She's actually really funny. Got my own witnesses. They were taping anyways. I walked outside at Dixie's one day and one of the undercover police were outside. And where my phone's tapped, he was listening to the recording of me and Dixie, and I wasn't even the one taping him. Our voices were still echoing from his truck. My phone's tapped. See, I went out to eat with the police officers. Your phone tapped. I said, I think so. Maybe. Yeah, I'd say so. I wouldn't confess to a crime around me, then I giggle. He said, boy, did that take care of a lot. You know that cool shit on FBI that they see through your phone? You don't have it on? FBI informant. I have cool shit. Phones tapped, cars bugged, my homes are legally bugged, protected home custody for an FBI informant with threats on their life, with statements with a judge's order. Karen's will, Karen around the house. FBI informant. The agent opened the real case. He's found innocent of everything in 18. That's how ridiculous this is. And Dave threatening he's going to kill everything. It's like, over my dead body. You want me, you can have me, but you will not have our children. This will stop. They had enough on him the first day that agent, by federal law, was to arrest them. There's revenge porn laws, stalking laws, right to privacy laws, human trafficking laws, rape, kidnapping laws, hiring a hitman. Dave told Danny he hired Pete on his own. Can't, like a criminal attorney, prosecutor's office, and the police I talked to, he can't hire anybody. It's not admissible. And that agent can't talk to you like that. And he can't withhold your money. Get money for working the case. And he can't even ask you to stay quiet. He's been aiding and abetting. Up in Hartville last week, people were saying they got enough on that agent to arrest him at any time. They said it's a drug cartel driving by her. Everybody's to stay out of it. I told you, last week on Thursday, I was in Marks in Hartville. Some of the employees behind the door. We looked it up. They did say, because he kept saying, the drug cartel was laughing at me. How they framed me. Went into detail. How they framed me in front of the cops. But it's funny she doesn't know what's going on. It's so funny. She don't know what we're doing. They kept saying it. And they're bragging how they framed me. Drugged me and told me to say stuff, photoshopped all their lives, shower scenes, feminine wifeys, all these other crazy scenes they're supposed to photoshop. Okay? But it's funny she doesn't know what's going on. One of the guys that said they worked for the drug lord walked up and said they're exposing corrupt law enforcement in this area publicly. Well, not too much longer after that, they said they set him up to be arrested. See, I was in Akron, somebody said they talked to the police, and the police said, everybody stay out of it. A bunch of drug dealers set up that agent. That's what was so funny. I didn't know what they were doing. They publicly exposed him. Because why would the cartel help the FBI? They don't. They're enemies. One's killers, and one's the ones that hunt them down. They don't help each other. They help themselves. See what I mean? See, even Michael Peterson in 21, where he was dealing with Trekasami, trying to smuggle oil in the U.S., and I'm getting all the information that I can out of him. Trekasami was arrested for smuggling oil out from underneath his government. When the investigator said they called out and asked about a shipment, led to an investigation, that's why he got arrested. You're welcome, FBI. I'd like my money. Like they set up in Akron, what an accomplishment. One of their informants got information leading to the arrest of Trekasami. Not bad for a little old lady. Yeah. Marshall showed up January 20th, 23 out in Worcester. When I met my one friend, I got a friend in the police department, and all these guys are sitting around. Knew about the case that agent opened with you, and they knew about the Texas group involved in your case, and I'm like the Kingsman because we all work for the King for Texas. We are his man. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a fentanyl king. Bastard went big time. Okay, he's like, is that what they call themselves? No, that's what I call it. Because if you're men that work for the King, you're Kingsman. Okay, and then we went into, there was a retired judge from Texas involved in this human trafficking scam. They went down a question. We killed us off. He mentions the other state where there were another retired judge is involved, and they found 35 people tied up in a railroad car. African American people. They were just taking them and shooting them and throwing their bodies along railroad tracks. And they're going to use that case that agent opened with you to get these drug traders, human trafficking people. You have so much hurt and pain in your eyes. And drills me telling a story. He's like, and they're going to use your case. Well, it's all caught under police surveillance with a court order. Like they said, it can't be disputed. Sheriffs have been taking this. And the police. It can't be disputed. Judge's order. Protected home custody, threat of life with statements. Stands up in court without me. And all caught under police surveillance. These people confessing their crimes and who they work for. Went to walk outside. Guys are out there. We're the U.S. Marshals, and we're going to be taking care of this. Oh, and they were complaining about that agent. They said that we talked to that agent, and he said he let all this happen to her because she was weird with herself. Who would care if she was? He said, I bet it was them instead of her. It was them. They photoshopped a shower scene on purpose to make me look weird. May 26, 22, laughing at me. May 12th, 22, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. March 1st to 3rd of 21, they said they put clips together, put in porn. It wasn't her, it's them. And then what you're describing as showering? Ha 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 ha. And by January 19, they said that they photoshopped a feminine wifey in the other room to make me look weird and all kinds of other crazy lies. But he told the U.S. Marshals he left me because of the shower scene in the other room. They blew it where Matt said they were getting ready to take care of it. 3 weeks later, they did an 800 people sweep. I was up in Hartville one day, and they announced they were U.S. Marshals up there. They ain't afraid of nobody. They need to arrest that agent. Somebody needs to. A local officer could arrest him. I looked it up on Google. FBI agents are same as police officers, and they have no more authority than they do. That agent stole over $350,000 and fed a human being back to the cartel. May 20th, 24, Badmore, North Canton, Hampton Inn, 3 to 3:05. He walks in and announces it was him. At Pamela saying that crazy crap. If she was going to be mean to the women. I told him I didn't care what happened to her. He cannot not care. It's aiding and abetting and an accessory to those crimes. I wasn't mean to the women. They lied to you, dumbass. And I found out they were doing all this for Savannah of all things. Like the guy said outside Walmart yesterday on the strip. They think that Karen's Will stupid. Well, they publicly mocked him. They fooled him with the tapes of before June 7th, 23. FBI agent John fell for the stun of tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for that? You're kidding. It was only a stunt. You mean John actually fell for it? You mean that FBI agent John actually fell for the stun of tapes before? Ha 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 ha. Is that why they got away with it? Yell out his name and title and publicly mock him for being a fool. Got it. Roofie confessions and photoshopping by the cartel and a drug scam, and he fell for it. He stole my money, and he fed me to the cartel. Someone needs to arrest him. Somebody needs to go to a judge and tell the judge what happened. I'm going to upload this.